Hey everyone, welcome to the Otherz podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Penny. Joining me, as always, Mr. King of Creams, David Travis. What's up, David?
Live from the 808.
The 808 via how many other recent zip codes?
Well, it's funny. 808 is actually Hawaii, but that's the number I use when I'm out in Cali. But right now, we are live from the 718. So let me change that.
Oh man, don't confuse me any more than I already am.
I'm confusing everybody.
Christ.
That's the point.
So yeah, we've been missing in action for a few weeks.
But we're back.
Because I think, mate, yeah, we are back.
It's my fault, guys.
There are things going on in the background and
they're good things,
exciting
though.
things.
So
yeah, good things, exciting things. So it does mean the schedule for the podcast will be a bit sort of, I think, all over the place for the foreseeable future. I think especially when we come into the summer, and also I think I'm jetting around on holiday to various places throughout the summer. You'll be here and there and everywhere, but we'll try and figure something out, I'm sure.
yeah, we're still here. Let me tell you something. I think a lot of people, I don't know about you, Penny, but a couple people hit me up and were like, what's going on with the podcast? Are you guys done? I want to make something clear. We're never done. It's never going to happen. However, like we had said in the previous episodes, life sucks and it gets in the way sometimes. So that's what's happening. But it's a good life sucking thing, if that makes sense. You know, that's what I tell everybody.
It kind of makes
life
sense.
Sucks, but it's a good life sucking thing.
You got some weird logic going on today,
is.
But no, it's all good. So yeah, people, please keep in touch and. Yeah, I've had some messages as well asking. In fact, one just before we started recording asking us when the next podcast was coming. So yeah, it will be a bit kind of intermittent for the foreseeable future, the coming weeks and months. But we'll definitely try and record whenever we can.
What's going on, Penny? How have you been?
I've been good. Summer is now upon us in Finland. I think for pretty much every other podcast, when you've asked me how it is, I have said it is cold, it is horrible, it is snowing.
That's right.
But this week has been glorious. We have, I think today is the hottest Mother's Day in Finland ever on record. The sun has been shining. It has been glorious outside. This is one of the reasons why I do love living in Finland for days like this. So yeah, all good at the moment.
Now, how many degrees is it there?
Well, that's the thing. I'm saying it's hot and all this sort of stuff. It's not hot. It's so in Celsius, I think today, in some places it got up to about 30, which is like reasonably warm. I think around my way here it was like 24, 25. But it feels a lot hotter because you've got to remember only 3 months ago we were at like minus 20 here. So we've got like a 40 to 45 degree increase in the space of a few months. So it makes it feel a lot warmer than it actually is.
It's funny, I've been back and forth. If those of you follow me, back and forth to Cali. And the crazy thing is the temperatures are not too far off. I'm not in like LA. So San Francisco is a little bit colder, but it's like a different temperature. So it's like, it'll be 60 degrees here and 60 degrees there. But 60 degrees there is like paradise. 60 degrees here is hell on earth. And it's crazy to think because Cali is one of those places where, the sun is always out and it's always shining. And San Francisco is a little bit colder because it's near the water. But it's just so much nicer. And then you fly to New York over here, and it's just so much. I'm sorry, guys, but I have to say this. New York is a dirty, grimy state. The boroughs are disgusting. And it's like
grimy is the word that I would use, yeah.
And it's like 60 degrees here, but it's like nasty 60 degrees. It's like, you don't even want to go outside. It's like,
it's a horrible, dirty sweat fest.
It's like, why is there garbage in the street, y'all? There's a garbage can right there. It's empty. So when you go places like that, you just really realize that, where I live really sucks. And if it wasn't because of the city, then I think that New York is really not that special. Sorry, guys. I had to say that. I'm going in. I hate New York.
You're a converted man.
I'm trying to drop it like it's hot. Ooh.
Oh,
I'm back.
segued nicely there.
It
May
is.
as well get into it then, hadn't we?
Let's do it, man.
So this week, drop it like it's hot. I prepared these notes about 5 weeks ago, so I don't remember anything that I wrote, and I haven't rewatched the video recently. So let's see what we can remember. So, Drop It Like It's Hot, released on the 12th of September 2004. You can tell we haven't podcasted in a while. 2004. God, I feel old now. Video directed by Paul Hunter. On the US Billboard, it got to #1 for 3 weeks. It also hit #1 in New Zealand. In the UK chart, it got to a reasonable number 10. And I think then throughout the world, it was kind of top 10 in most places, I think.
Now, if I can remember, was that Snoop's first #1?
I think it may well have been.
Because that song was huge.
In some places, I think it may have been his first #1, yes. In the States, I'm not sure, but...
What I remember about... I might be skipping ahead, but what I remember about the video is the Rolls Royce that was like...
At an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really understood that. I always thought it was kind of weird. I was like, what's the point of this? But then, like, as the video's going on and, you know, you get older, because I didn't really start realizing that, you know, okay, you know what, it's a lot for visual effects, but I thought it had a meaning then.
It may well have.
Yeah, and I still don't know it.
We just don't know.
Yeah,
No.
you know, like, what the hell is going on here right now? But
I'm sure there's some kind of idea behind it. It may not be a meaning necessarily, but I'm sure there's some reason as to why.
That song was so big here.
That song was big everywhere. Some other figures in front of me. So for the decade end charts, so all of the charts, 2000 to the end of 2009, on the US Billboard Hot 100, it comes in at 48 across those 10 years.
Wow.
In R&B and hip hop, it's number 13. In just the rap category, again, these weird and wonderful categories, it's the biggest one. It's #1.
Is it?
Across all of those 10 years, it's #1 against all the other kind of rap songs that came out. And as a single, it went 2 times platinum in the US.
I would...
So that's a lot shifted.
And, you know, that was after Beautiful, correct?
Yeah.
So, you know, Snoop was on a roll with Pharrell. And I think after that was Let's Get Blown.
Yes.
Because I remember in the Let's Get Blown video, he starts out saying, "Oh, you're looking good in the streets with that Drop It Like It's Hot."
Yeah.
But the Drop It Like It's Hot was a dope song. But I think the remix was better.
You beat me to it.
Did I?
You beat me to it. That was next in my notes. It's one of, 2 Neptunes or N.E.R.D tracks where I actually prefer the remix to the original.
Dude.
Which I think we talked about before somewhere. But yeah, this is definitely one of them. I really like the remix. So the remix has different verses. It also has Jay-Z in there with a nice R. Kelly diss.
Oh my gosh. Now you beat me to that because, dude, a lot of people don't know what that was about. So I'll never forget it. R. Kelly and Jay-Z were on tour.
With that awful album.
It was like Best of Both Worlds. Yeah, so I'll never forget it. I was hanging out with one of my friends and we were listening to Hot 97, and Jay-Z came to Hot 97. That's a radio station here in New York. Came to Hot 97. The second that happened, like he literally just left the concert and went straight there, and he was telling us about it. And then that's what he was talking about in the song. You know, tell the lawyer, take that lawsuit and drop it like it's hot. And I don't think they spoke ever since then. But the remix was, in my opinion, 20 times better. The original was catchy, but I think the remix was better.
Yeah, most definitely. The original very much reminds me of grinding. It's just very stripped back, and it's just got that 1 or 2 or 3 sort of sounds in there which are just used kind of throughout. But the remix, there's much more to it. It makes me wonder why, how a remix like that comes about when it's that good of a track and it doesn't get used anywhere. Did they record that alongside it? Did it just kind of happen randomly afterwards? Was it just a beat or something that was thrown away for some reason?
Yeah, it was because it was a little bit simpler than the Drop It Like It's Hot, and I think the flow that Pharrell had was a little bit better. Was that the Chef Boyardee is back in the kitchen? Yeah, that was that, right? Chef Boyardee is back in the kitchen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The only thing that was better than the verse was the sneakers that Pharrell was wearing in the Drop It Like It's Hot video.
Well, I think this is is this the first reference to ice creams we get in a song?
Penny?
Have we had anything before that?
Penny, listen to me, okay? I really must be Cali Stone right now, because I totally forgot that that's how he opened the song.
Yeah, see these ice cubes, see these ice creams.
Yo,
then there's that shot of his foot coming up to the camera.
Oh, let's talk about that.
But the really annoying thing is now, because of obviously the licensing deals and advertising laws and stuff, if you watch that video anywhere now on TV shows or even on YouTube, that's just blurred out. You can't even see what it is. So if you've never heard the song, the reference makes no sense when he shows his shoe.
It's crazy because I totally forgot that that's how he started the song out. Anyway, so for a while, just a personal note, for a while when people didn't, because that song was so big, I feel like everybody and their grandmother, great-grandmother, ancestors knew that song. So for a long time, when people would ask me, what do you collect? I collect ice creams. Like, well, what are those? I'm like, the song Drop It Like It's Hot? Yeah, I'm a nice dude with some ice cream, cheese ice cube, cheese ice. Everyone goes, oh, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Me personally, I even feel like people that aren't real ice cream collectors use that line. I never use that line. I never, you can go back to all my posts, I'm like, see these ice cubes, see these ice creams or something. I'll never use that line.
I was going to say that.
Ever.
That bar, like, I'm a nice dude with nice dreams, see these ice cubes, see some ice creams, that should be your tagline to everything.
But it's so mainstream, I was like, I forget it.
But then saying that, I still get people, not regularly, but recently at some point, that still don't know what that ice cream reference is, because you've got to be in with the kind of culture to kind of know the clothing lines and the shoes and
Yeah, it's one of those lines that's gonna stay with ice creams forever. That's never gonna go away. I think it was the first reference, but JP told me. Now this is what I did not know, but JP told me that in the video, he's not wearing the white dollars and diamonds. Those are the Busy Workshop silver diamonds and dollars.
Yes, but where it's monochrome, you can't tell that. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's also kind of in my notes here. It plays a weird effect on the Swarovski kind of BBC show.
That's another thing.
Because if you look at it carefully, there are some angles where it's kind of monochromed. You can't see the shining. Probably you can't get the depth of the stones that are on there, even though they're quite small anyway. So it actually doesn't look like a Swaro top. I actually went back a few times and I was like, I don't think that is a Swaro top. It looks like it's like an iridescent kind of print. Mm-hmm. But then looking into it a bit more, I think it is a Swaro top, but just that kind of the lighting and the kind of monochrome effect, it makes things look a bit weird and you can't really tell.
And it's crazy because that is the first time people other than, collectors or people that were in the Bape, other people started to see the clothes, the hats, the references, and the shoes. Here on BT, when the video first came out, his shoes weren't blurred.
Yeah.
Then, as they continued to show the video, they started blurring it out, and that's what made us want to get them more. Because we didn't know why they were blurring them out. And that's right around the time ice cream started to drop, 2004. And that was the beginning, in my opinion, of all of the Star Trek paraphernalia, the N.E.R.D. That was like a golden year for all that, like 2003, 2004.
Yep, straight after that when we move into kind of... Because in this video, he's obviously got the ice cream. Again, I can't speak.
Cali stoned.
Yeah, the like the Swaro tee, and he's obviously got the ice creams on. But he's also wearing like the Bape camo hat and the hoodie.
Yep.
But then as we move into Let's Get Blown, which comes maybe a few months later, maybe.
He had the hoodie on.
He's again wearing the Bape hoodie and stuff, but he's got that
the Star
N.E.R.D t-shirt.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's that's a t-shirt now, which is Grail status. I still get people hitting me up saying, "Do you know where I can find this t-shirt?" And we still see them get sold amongst people we know. Semi-regularly, they crop up, maybe once or twice a year, and they go for just ridiculous money. Yeah,
I remember it. Was that the one that had the hand of the Star Trek? It was like an animated...
On the back, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember when I saw it, there was a company called Custom Ink. They're still around. And I remember before they started the whole copyright nonsense... I made that shirt. I got the graphic online, and I made it. And recently, because I'm not really into the clothes, I saw one sell, and it sold for almost the price of a car note. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
But the only thing I'm taking away from that you just said is you were once a Bape bootlegger.
Yeah, I definitely was. Oh yeah, 100%. We couldn't afford that. and there were stores over here in Queens that were like selling that. So we were like, yeah, all right. I was definitely vaping in the year 2004,
Back in 04.
Oh yeah, 100%. But that was the era. That was the... Wait a minute. What?
That was the first peak. That was just coming up on
that was
first peak.
Penny, I would say out of all the videos that we're going to talk about, I want to say that Drop It Like It's Hot and Can I Have It Like That was when we really started to see a lot of the gear and stuff. Drop It Like It's Hot obviously started going crazy platinum and all this. It was a little bit more mainstream than Can I Have It Like That. But Drop It Like It's Hot, like I said, we started to see a lot of the gear and things. And it wasn't until I met JP in 2015 that I didn't know that. I'm thinking the whole time he had the white dollars and diamonds on, the whole time. I'm like, wait a minute, he had the silver joints on? And those are the same ones he wore in the Ice Cream Skate DVD Volume 1, same ones. If anybody has a pair that they're looking to sell, please reach out to me a penny, by the way.
Reach out to me, don't reach out to this man, because he already has too many.
Yeah, I do.
We were having a discussion before we started recording about how many pairs of shoes he has and what he's doing with them. So
I remember I couldn't find one.
David, if anyone contacts you with a pair for sale, I will be having strong words with both you and them.
It's funny, there's a guy that hit me up the other day. It's actually last night. He has a pair of Colette's size 9. The green ones.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it just because of the price that he's asking. I don't think it's bad at all. But I have 5 pairs, so it's one of those like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I already have 5. I don't need 6 for that amount. But I'll give you his name afterwards, Penny. You should do it.
Thanks.
You definitely should do it. You like Drop It Like It's Hot? How would you rate it, Penny, on a scale of 1 to 10?
To me, it's... All right, let's talk about the original first then. The original, I don't think it hasn't aged brilliantly. It's still a great beat, and it's a very interesting beat.
Elaborate. That's an interesting comment.
I don't know, just to my own ears, it's one of those tracks where... And again, this is probably because I've heard it, 100,000 times over the years. But it's one of those tracks now I will just generally skip past.
That you definitely skip past.
Yeah, like I'm happy to listen to it.
I agree.
But if I've just got all of my stuff on random and I'm just flicking through tracks, it's not something I'll go, oh yeah, shit, I'll listen to this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'll just skip straight past it. Mm-hmm. So, like, just to me personally, it hasn't aged well.
I agree with that.
Again, like I say, I really like the beat. You know, I like the whole kind of thing around the ice creams and Pharrell putting them out there and the way the video's shot and all that. As a song, I'd probably rate it quite highly because I think it's quite an important song in terms of hip hop and I think Snoop's career and bringing the ice cream stuff to the mainstream. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'd give it a solid 7 to 8.
I was going to say the same thing.
The video I'd rate quite highly as well. I really like the kind of whole aesthetic of the video and the way it's shot. And yeah. If
I didn't hear it so much, I probably would have given it a little bit more. But I definitely agree with that. I would probably say it's around 7 to 8. I'm not crazy about the song when I hear it, just because I've heard it so much. It's definitely a staple in BBC history. Like I would probably say if you're gonna pick 3 songs, that's definitely gonna be one of them. And I think that it helped Snoop's career after Beautiful because he really landed in shit when he made that song. It was one of those. He had to come out with something hard because that song was going to get him assassinated, in my opinion. That song.
Yeah, but we all know your opinion on that song, don't we? So I think there's a slight bias there in that, but yeah.
Listen, I think anybody that listens to that song, please don't follow me now. Star Trek World. What's the name? Anthony.
We've had this rant. Let's move on.
Anthony, don't follow me if you're listening to me.
The remix, I'd probably rate it about the same, to be honest. I prefer the remix, but obviously it's not kind of widely known. It's not as important as the original and stuff. So yeah, I'd rate that about the same. And again, I really like the J verse on it. I like as you say, the Pharrell verse is a little bit better. Even the Snoop verse is a little bit better, in fact. The originals weren't great, and I know Pharrell made him rewrite his second verse on the original as well.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I prefer the remix, and I'd rate it about the same.
Now, let me ask you: would you say that this is jumping ahead? So you have the Drop It Like It's Hot, Drop It Like It's Hot remix. The remix is better than the original. Would you say it's the same thing for Excuse Me Miss? Now I know it's two different vibes. So it's like like sexy and sophisticated versus rugged and just like move out the way. But I know it's 2 different songs. But would you say the remix is better than the original?
No.
I agree.
But I think we have Excuse Me Miss on our list at some point in the future. So
that was a huge debate when I started DJing. Huge. That the remix is better. I'm like, you got to be smoking crack right now. Excuse Me Miss was at one point my favorite song of all time. And then I heard Number One. That's my favorite song of all time, by the way. Number One.
Did Number One come number one in your recent... Did you do the brackets thing?
No.
Did you waste your time doing that?
That was...
You're looking at me like, oh, no, like, you did that? Oh, shit.
No, that was, I was like, brackets? I was thinking about it for a second. No, that was the Queen of Creams.
Yeah.
What was number one? Was it Frontin'?
I don't know if you can see mine there.
What do you have?
Mine was Frontin', yeah. I can't remember. Yeah, number one got to the semi-final.
Did it really?
But it was against Frontin', so.
Oh.
Yeah, so Frontin' was always going to win for me.
Where was Beautiful on there? I hope it didn't even make it.
No, Beautiful actually didn't go very far. I can't even see where it is. It was Beautiful against Rock Your Body initially, and I picked Rock Your Body. You know
what we have to do is I've been thinking of like we should add like segments to our little, as we go, we're like learning. So we do the shout outs, we do the pickups, obviously we do the main. I think we should do like there's a guy I follow by the name of Fake Education, and he does a lot of comparisons, this or that, this or that, this or that. And I feel like you and I are so different, but so the same. It would be so interesting. Like, you would say, I said, Penny, what's better, Beautiful or Drop It Like It's Hot? And you're like, oh, Beautiful, you know. And that's when I stopped the show. We're hanging out right here.
But you know, I'd never say that.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of those songs on there, I'm like, what? Do people have ears? But then again, it's everyone's opinion. But I don't.
It's exactly. You know, I actually did this bracket thing with. Who did I do it with on Instagram? Is it Star Trek World? I think.
That's that's my dude.
We're on we're on Instagram Live, kind of going through it together actually, and I think like most of them we agreed on, but then in the comments, people coming out of all sorts of craziness.
Yeah,
just sheer madness.
Just what? What's going on? And you know what? Frontin' is a dope song. It is.
Frontin', I still play that every day. That's the thing that will ever get old to me.
But I don't think it's better than a lot of those songs that were on there. But then again, am I looking at it as a musical standpoint?
Yeah, see, I like it musically, and it's iconic to me. And I know full well when I see N.E.R.D in a couple of months, I will scream like a girl when that song comes on.
He does that at every show, right? That and Happy?
Pretty much. I haven't seen the set list for this tour. I know they've done, 2 shows now? And there seems to have been a good mixture of tracks on there. A lot more N.E.R.D stuff, obviously, as a touring as N.E.R.D.
Right.
But I'll be interested to see whether that set list changes when they start heading abroad, because I don't know if Chad will be touring for the whole thing. He doesn't always do a lot of the overseas stuff, so that'll be interesting seeing whether the set list switches up a bit depending on where they are. 'Cause, different songs play differently in different places.
Right.
Some don't do quite so well. Especially, there's quite a big difference between US tastes and European tastes as well.
Of course, US taste sucks.
Well, I didn't want to say anything.
Oh, it does. I said it.
So it'd be interesting to see, if they do some of the solo stuff, the Pharrell solo stuff, and if you've been to one of the shows so far, I know a couple of listeners have. I don't want to know the set list, so please don't tell me he did do this or didn't do this or anything like that. I don't want to know. I want to try and avoid it, and I want it to be a surprise when I'm stood there screaming like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, when I went to see Jamiroquai not too long ago, and we were standing outside waiting in line, and everyone was trying to go through the set list. I'm like, guys, just please, like, don't screw this up for me. I want to be screaming like a schoolgirl too. I think I posted a video.
In the past, I've always found the set lists when people have been on tour and I've gone to the shows. I've always wanted to know what they're going to play, what to expect. But I think now, because we have a lot of new stuff recently as well, we have the new album and stuff. I want to be surprised. Oh, and again, because I've seen Pharrell like 13 times live, I think.
I've only seen him once.
So now I want to be surprised. I know the whole back catalogue. I know what's probably going to come, but I want to be pleasantly surprised.
Well, you mentioned the album. When I believe that one of the first couple episodes we were talking about a lot of the songs on the album that I don't listen to. One of those songs just became my favorite song on the album. I listen to it all the time. Rolling Them Sevens.
Okay. I'm pleasantly surprised at that.
Penny, when I tell you, that is my new... And it's crazy because the song hasn't changed since that album came out. It's been the same. I'm like, this song is the worst. This song may be better with... I
remember the day that album came out and we both listened to it and I got home from work. The first thing I did when I got home from work was I spoke to Brent, actually. We FaceTimed, we talked about it very quickly. And then I spoke to you, I think. And you were dogging on that track, man. You were like, it's trash. There's so many random things in here. I hate it. It sounds stupid. And I was like, it's kind of cool. I quite like it. And you were like, no.
I only liked Lighting on Fire. I liked, obviously, Don't Do It. And I liked 1000. And I like, what's the other one? Oh, and hey, by the way, a Deep Down Body Thirst.
Yeah.
Everything else, I hate it. Oh, I like ESP. I hated Kites. and I hate Rolling Them Sevens. Yo, I hated those songs. And I wasn't crazy about Voila, but...
I'm still not crazy about that, but, yeah.
Yo. Oh, and was it Tiger? Life as a Tiger? Is that it?
Yeah, I quite like that.
Okay, that one and the Ed Sheeran joint. Yo, those joints are in the beautiful section. Those two. But I wasn't feeling Kites and Rolling Them Sevens. Yo, I want to say those are probably the best songs on the whole album now. And I hated both of them. But Kites is my joint.
How times have changed.
Kites is, but Rolling Them Sevens, it is, we have to talk about that track in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to shoot a video to that. You got to see what I do to that.
All right, we can do something special.
Yeah, something special. Speaking
of find the time.
Special, any special pickups? Oh, you were holding out, Penny.
Special pickups. It's been a very quiet time for me, in fact. I have one pickup, and it's not even really related to our usual stuff. I went to Sneaker Bash last weekend, I think. Mm-hmm. Shout out Scott Gold, who arranges the Sneaker Bash here in Helsinki, where a lot of the boutiques and collectors and stuff kind of all get together and show off their stuff and sell their stuff and all that jazz. I went along, saw some really cool stuff, and had no intention of buying anything. Told my girlfriend if I tried to buy anything, don't let me. But as I was wandering around, I went to the store for, who was it? The Athlete's Foot.
Oh,
really
my gosh.
Really awful name for a shoe store.
They closed all those here.
Foot. Yeah, there's one here in Finland, and I think in Europe they've got a few dotted around. Apart from the really awful name for a shoe store, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but yeah, anyway. They had a bunch of stuff like, last stock available, basically. They were just shifting out to people. Mm-hmm. I picked up a pair of the newer kind of Flyknit Air Max 90s.
Really?
And they were like 170 reduced down to 50. And they had 3 pairs. One pair was my size. Picked them up. They were light as hell. I love an Air Max 90 anyway.
Wow.
So I was like, for 50, for a summer shoe, for a pair of beaters, I'm in. So I copped those, and they have to be the most comfortable pair of shoes I own.
Even more than the Holy Hues? Because those are comfortable.
They are. Like the tennis Hues, the NMDs are really comfy. These, they have the comfort of like the Air Max 90, but they're Flyknit, so they're like a third or a half of the weight of a normal pair of Air Max with, the leather or the suede or whatever on them.
Really?
And I've got a few pairs of like Air Max 90s here, and they're really comfy. I spent the whole last weekend, the whole day out walking in them.
How many shoes do you think you have, Penny?
Not that many.
What, like 80?
No, not at all. So I have filled up the shoe thing that I've got. There's probably about 30 pairs of shoes here.
That's still a lot. Are you kidding me?
It's a lot compared to a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, I have 30 pairs. Like that, yeah. I
do know some people that literally have one pair of shoes they wear to work, one smart pair of shoes, and then one pair of trainers or sneakers. So yeah, it is a bit excessive compared to some people, but not compared to certain other people.
Well, I had one pickup over the last 3 months, and it was a pair, check this out, of dead stock tan dollars and diamonds.
You got another pair?
I got another pair. I've only had 3. One without a box, one perfect, and one that it was like a beater pair. It was a size 8. Like I couldn't get rid of it. No box. So I only really had one because I don't count the one.
Okay, I thought you had more than that. So
of the tan? No, I don't.
I'll let you off this one then.
Yeah, no, I only had I had 3 altogether, but I didn't count the other 2 because they weren't complete. But I found a complete one 9.5 dead stock, which was.
Can you say? I'm gonna ask you this question. I think I know the answer. One, can you tell me how much you paid for them?
Yeah.
Two, if you can't tell me, then at least show me on the screen, just so I'm aware. Just because I know another pair that are on sale at the moment somewhere for an astronomical price.
No.
And I'm just trying to weigh up like what you paid for.
No, if you're talking about that pair that's on Grailed.
I don't know if they're on Grailed. I know them from elsewhere, but
yeah, there's a pair. I actually know the guy, and I've been going back and forth with him. I started going back and forth with him maybe a year and a half ago. I remember it was like 2016 in October.
If it's
the
same guy, it's a guy that I've bought stuff from in the past. Quite a few bits and pieces.
Is he from Manila?
No.
So we've been going back and forth, and I remember he has a lot of shoes, and I was like, listen, I want to buy them, and he goes, oh, it's going to be the same price as what they charge for Yeezys. So I'm like, okay, cool, what I'm saying, like whatever price that is. This guy comes back at me at $10,000 for a pair of Dollars and Diamonds. He put them on Grail for like $7,500 at one point. Then he was getting harassed, so he dropped them down to $2,500. Now I think he has them at $1,000. Which I still think is way too much money.
That is madness, yeah. The pair that I'm referring to, they're on sale. I think they're £700, £750.
Yeah, no.
Or something. No. And to me, that's just... I know prices have been going up recently.
Because of me, yeah, no.
Things have leveled off recently a little bit, especially with the Adidas stuff as well. But yeah, that's an obscene price. So if you paid less than $700 for them, then I'm very happy for you.
Oh yeah, my thing is this. To be honest with you, me personally, a pair of Dollars and Diamonds, I would probably pay, depending how much you really want them, max. I'm doing high and low. Low end is the price that they came out in 2004, which is $220. That's like low end. If you get it from lower than that, dead stock, you are the man. But I have never personally gotten a pair of maybe like 3 that was cheaper and dead stock than it was in 2004. So I would say anywhere between $220 and $650 max for a pair of Dollars and Diamonds. Max. That's just the high end and the super low. Anything over that, I'm never going to say the price is ridiculous because people can ask for whatever they want, but I just wouldn't pay it. Colette's is a different story, depending on, the brown and pink Colettes. I'm sorry, they go for a lot because even I only have like.
Because they're the best.
Those are not the best, Penny. I'm sorry. Those are. I wouldn't even put those in my top 10 ice creams.
Oh, shut up. Let's not start this again.
I would put the all yellow board flip 2s over those. Sorry.
Oh.
The brown and pink Colettes aren't all that.
You're not all that. Shut the fuck up.
Penny, remember that time I threw them at you? I'm like, here. You're like, what is the matter with you?
Yeah, literally threw them at me. Like they were just like pieces of crap.
He's like, here. You're like, Dave, I'm leaving.
There.
Yeah.
So that's your one pickup recently then?
That's it.
Nothing else. I'm trying to think if I've got any weird and random bits recently, but I don't think I have.
How's a towel?
Still folded up in the cupboard. Never used.
I saw it out in Cali for $350.
What?
Listen to me. A towel. They've
just become available again on the Adidas website, in fact, as well. So if somebody wants one, they're available for retail, which is already expensive. But
$350.
What do you think about reselling some of this stuff?
$3 for a towel. You can go to like Fortune Knobs or Target and buy the whole aisle of towels for $350.
And then go home and tie-dye them yourself in the bath.
The runaway prices are getting a little ridiculous, guys, but that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, it's strange to see some of these prices going up and down quite a lot. I know the towels sold out quite quickly, although, like I say, I think they are available on the at least the Finnish site at the moment on Adidas. But I think we were talking before we started recording. The shoes have, at least over here, seem to have kind of plateaued a little bit. I've been to a couple of sneaker conventions recently, and there's still some places that still have stock available. So there's a Finnish boutique which had some pairs at the sneaker convention. They couldn't sell them. They were going to retail. I think they sold them today because they put them up on the site again. But there were people there selling the Holy Hue NMDs, and the retail here is like $250 or $260. And they couldn't even shift them for like $300.
Yeah, it's
and they had signs up in there. There were people asking for like $600 at the start of the day. Then by the end of the day, crossing out price drop, price drop, price drop. Then an actual store next to them is selling them at retail, so they're having to drop their prices again, and they still couldn't shift a lot of them.
Yeah, I just bought a couple months back from a reseller, and he was like, "Dude, I got to sell them at."
Bless you.
Sorry. He was like, I got to sell them at $20 over retail because I can't make them. At first, when the Human Race first came out, the yellow ones were going for like $2,500. Then the next pack, it was like $800 for the blue human beings and all that. Now, it's too much. They got to stop.
It's strange how they're fluctuating. The original pack, like the coloured ones, the red, the blue, yellow, green, whatever there is, I still see them regularly up for sale, and even like this weekend for about €1,000, and they're still probably advertised at about 1,000, probably selling for 850, 900 maybe. So they're still commanding a decent price. But it's strange to see, the Holy Hue NMDs. They sold out straight away pretty much. They seem to be really popular. Adidas put a lot into the marketing. Sent everyone out to India, had this big attended some festivals and did loads of like social media stuff. But now, you can still get the most of the tennis hues, most of the Stan Smiths still on Adidas.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the clothing is still there. Although I tried to buy a pair of shorts earlier and they were sold out. And the shoes just aren't really commanding much of a price.
Yeah, well, you know what? I guess that's what happens. When you have like a larger company start to take over, because they're looking to mass produce. They're not. This. I think I said to you last time. This is the year that I've seen with the most Pharrell releases. That Holy Pack penny had at least 18 pairs of just the 2.0s. Then you had the canvas. Then you had the ones that you got. I don't know, like the Stan Smith looking ones.
Stan Smith ones, yeah. They came in a couple of different colors, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have the NMDs. It was like 18 pairs.
Yeah, the color pack as well.
Yeah, so after a while, it's like, even I don't have all of those, and I get everything. I mean, I'll eventually have it, but I'm not chasing it like I was, before in the past when a lot of this stuff came out. Yeah,
I was looking at the Adidas site earlier, and I think pretty much all of the colorways for that color pack from the Holy Hue
they're on sale.
Release were still on there. I still saw some at the Sneaker Bash this weekend at retail. You can get kids versions now. They're all still on there. So there's certainly a lot of them around, and I can understand it with the tennis hues. They're trying to make that silhouette, a kind of staple and make it really popular and just push out those colours. But it does also seem to be having a slightly negative impact on the more limited stuff, the NMD stuff as well.
Yeah, and I think it hurts sometimes, and this is something I used to do with the Jordan brand. When Jordan used to wear a pair of sneakers, it was, I got to have them. Pharrell doesn't wear a lot of that stuff. He wears the NMDs and the stuff that's coming out next, which is cool because everyone wants it. But all these other shoes he doesn't wear, and people are just like, all right, it's a Stan Smith, whether you look at it or not. So, I don't know. The next podcast, I'll have all of them. You know me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do know you.
Yeah, so.
But that segues quite nicely into the stuff that Pharrell is wearing at the moment. The new basketball shoes that we're seeing. I can't remember the letters, whatever the
I want to say it's BYM, but I could be wrong.
Or BMY.
BMY, something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, he seems to be wearing those pretty much constantly at the moment. I haven't seen any really great pictures of them, and I don't know the silhouette or the design that well itself anyway.
Yeah.
They don't... Yeah, to me, they're not particularly appealing.
He's dropping, I think, 2 colorways in pink in June. And then recently he had on maybe like a black pair, but these neon, like blue and yellow.
The black ones are the ones I've been seeing everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, those are going to go fast. That's going to go fast. And then he, a couple times, he was wearing that, I don't know what to call them. They have like that hue triangle on the front. It looks like he basically took every hue and just put it in a washing machine, and then that came out.
Yeah, I've seen a few sample pictures and stuff recently of some of these. I don't know if they'll ever actually make it out, but
right.
Some of the samples of things they're obviously working on, they've tested, and some of them are god awful.
Yeah.
Some of them are ugly as hell.
He had that. It was a pair he was wearing with like a purple front. And I'm like, oh, maybe he has like a slip cover or something over the front of his shoe or something. And like, I look closely and I'm like, wait a minute, that's part of the shoe. What's going on with this? But I don't know. You know, I talk trash about a lot of shoes and then I end up getting them. So
you do.
You do. I'll have them. I'll have every color.
I'm sure you will. In a few weeks or months, yeah, you'll be sending me pictures of close-up pictures of them and saying, "Here, here's what they look like."
Yeah. So, you know, King Effect. You know how that goes, Penny.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and resist. I've got a busy summer coming up.
Yeah, you and me both. So, but those of you listening, like I said, you know, Penny and I are just a little bit busy at the time, but I'm gonna try to stick to the schedule, and then we'll see what happens from there. But we ain't going nowhere, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, for sure. You're back and forth. Yeah, if people out there in San Francisco want to come say hello to you, I'm sure you'll fit them into your busy schedule.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Bye, guys.
Exactly, yeah. And I think over the summer I'll be... something I did... This is kind of a cop of some kind, I guess. Something I did cop. I'm off to see Quincy Jones in a few weeks.
Oh...
Now, you know, we can't talk about legendary producers like the Neptunes without talking about, you know, Quincy Jones.
He is the man-made Thriller.
Yes. So I'm going to see him in a few weeks' time, which will probably bring me to tears. It'll be another occasion where I scream like a schoolgirl.
Wow. I mean, he's worth it.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't know how involved he will be in the show. It's... He has a few shows he's putting on.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing one in London, I think one in Paris or something, and a couple in the States, something like that, for his 82nd birthday, I want to say.
Well,
something like that. I don't know why they picked 82 as the random number to do these celebrations, but they have. But in the London show, he has like 50, guests coming out to play all the tracks with him. You know, Mark Ronson and who else? I'm trying to think who else there. Lots of like British. That's Beverly Knight is there. If you're British, you probably know who she is. And now my mind's gone blank. But yeah, there's tons of musicians and stuff that are going to be coming out and doing stuff with him. So I'll be doing that in June.
Well, if he brings out Michael Jackson, let me know, bro.
I think that would bring me to tears, in one way or another.
If they start performing Thriller and he's like a real zombie, I'm like,
don't. That's too much, too soon.
Yeah, I'm awful. Okay.
But yeah, so I've got that, and then I'll be back in. Then I'll be seeing N.E.R.D. At the start of July. So obviously they started the tour, was it last week? I can't remember what day we're on now. We're on Sunday, aren't we? So yeah, last week. They are touring the world, basically, over the summer. So I will be seeing them in July. Shout out our special friend that's hooked me up with that. And then what else? Then back to the UK. And then I'll be in Spain.
Oh, look at you.
Shout out Zerk Illustrations, who friend of the show, who's done working on bits for us and has done me some bits of art in the past.
I was going to ask you his name because he tagged me in something and I couldn't find it because I've been MIA on Instagram. So I'm actually got to hit him up today.
So yeah, he's very kindly actually going to be hosting me while I'm there. I'm going to go stay with him for a couple of days.
Oh wow!
Madrid. So yeah, Barcelona and Madrid. and then back here to Finland, back to work, and then off to Germany for a few days. So yeah, I'll be a bit all over the place.
And world traveler over here.
Well, yeah. European traveller at least.
New York, LA, whatever. The moon. Penny's going to Mars, y'all.
Yeah, and then somebody sent me some links earlier for cheap flights out to San Francisco as well, which has me tempted, seeing as I now definitely have a reason to go out there as well.
Don't do it.
There's a chance. It was hard to come back from New York. There's a chance if I went to San Francisco, I pretty much wouldn't come back.
Yeah, we'll definitely be in Alcatraz. They would open the prison back up for us.
Yeah. And then over the coming weeks and months, I guess you're a bit backwards and forwards and. Yeah,
I'll talk about my my business ventures the second that they really start to take shape. I'm never the type to start talking. The next thing you know, it's like, that didn't happen. So I'm back and forth to Cali, guys, and I'm gonna leave it there for now. Yeah. And a lot of things coming.
You got any shout outs for this week?
You know what? This week I don't, just because, like I said, I've been so MIA on Instagram, and I actually feel bad. But like I said, life gets in the way, and it's an important thing. But not this week. I don't have any shout outs, guys. I'm sorry.
All right, I've got one on behalf of both of us.
Okay.
Because this is somebody you're obviously forgetting. Shout out Chris Jordan, a listener of the show.
Oh, yes.
Completely forgot what he is on Instagram. You look it up quickly.
Penny, we gave him a shout.
We did give him a shout, but then he provided us some lovely goodies since then, I do believe.
Really?
We haven't given him a shout since then.
Let me see.
Chris Jordan, you look him up, find his name on Instagram.
Yeah.
He very kindly sent the both of us some really cool T-shirts of his own design, I do believe. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I've worn mine yet, but now that it is T-shirt weather, I will definitely wear it at some point. My girlfriend has stolen one of them, so she's been wearing that at least. And a copy of his own book as well. He said he was going to send me a copy of his book, and I was like, cool. He's written some really cool story or whatever, but it's actually like an autobiography. And he's a young dude as well. He's like our kind of age, a little bit younger even. And bear with me a second while I just reach around and try and get the book from my shelf.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find his name. I don't want to say the wrong name. I'm trying to search through the Otherz DM, because if I search through mine, it'll be forever.
So his book is Memoir of the Ultimate Latchkey. I've started reading it, but I haven't really had a chance recently to sit down properly and go through it. But shout out to him for sending us T-shirts and a book and shit, and we really, really appreciate that. And he wrote a cool note in there as well. So we really appreciate that. Shout out to him. So if you do also want to get the book, it is a proper published book.
It's pretty cool.
There is like an ISBN number. I'll try and find it online.
Yeah.
I'll see where he sells it, and I'll try and put a link in the show notes and stuff, so you can go and cop that. And if he sells the T-shirts as well, which I don't know if he does or not, we'll try and get a link up somewhere as well at some point.
That'll be great, because he's official.
Yes. On Instagram, it's Bush something or other. If you
I can't find it.
Type in. Oh, hold on. Because it'll annoy me if I can't find it. Bush and Poningo.
Is that it?
I pronounce that really badly, but yes.
That's it.
But yeah, I'll stick some show notes in the some links in the show notes, I should say.
Yeah, it was very nice of him.
Yeah, very, very nice of him, in fact, especially when I know how much shipping over to this country costs as well.
Yeah.
So we possibly have some merch coming at some point soon as well. Cough, cough. Once somebody reviews the possible new logo that I sent him, cough, cough.
All right, guys.
But he's a busy boy. I'll forgive him. It's fine.
And with that, guys, I'm signing off. See you later. Bye.
So we'll try and get some merch and some bits and pieces sorted out during the summer at some point when we've both got time. And we will I've already started a rather long list of people we may gift some bits and pieces to, and we may then, I don't know, we may sell some bits, we may just give stuff away. We'll do something though.
We got some stuff coming. So the second that Penny gets off of the tour and I get off of my business tour, we'll be good. Trust me.
Yeah, it's coming. And finally, I'm going to throw this one at you randomly. We were going to do a final task for the
the bait giveaway.
Pharrell Roadster giveaway. Because we had quite a few entrants and we had one more task to go, I do believe, and I never came up with anything. So if you've got something,
I have it. I'm just waiting on Evan to do something for me. It. And then I'll shout out Evan. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, shout out Evan Pierce.
But
okay, that's coming soon. So all those that have entered so far, and there were quite a few, bear with us, and there will be one final task in the coming weeks, or months, or years, or whatever it may be, but hopefully soon.
So, Penny, just remember, you're not allowed to go into the contest. Don't even think about it. You better have a fake name either.
You'll have to vet everything, yeah.
So,
but it is all collated on our lovely spreadsheet, so do feel free to go in there and check it if you want.
It is Mother's.
You can check that.
It's Mother's Day today, and my mom is currently calling me right now.
All right, I think that's time for us to.
She's
to go then,
me.
Isn't it?
No,
screw my mom. You getting in trouble with your mum?
I'm saying screw my mom. No, don't do that. That's not nice. She'll beat my ass.
Mate, I know you're going to your mum's for food.
Yeah, I know.
I've tasted your mum's food. So
yeah, it's amazing.
If I was you, I'd be leaving as well.
So, all right, guys, I'll see you later.
On that note, we will wrap it up there. You can find all the information about the podcast and show notes and contact information and all that sort of jazz over at theothers.net. And that's others with a Z, obviously. You can find the podcast on pretty much every podcast player or outlet or whatever it is you use to play podcasts. Mm-hmm. You can also stream from the website as well if that's your preference. That's available as well. You can find me online at superhelsinki.com or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Steve R. Penny. And David, where can the lovely people find you?
And you know it, King of CREAMZ. Z with like Z.
Mr. King of Creams himself.
Man.
That's where you can find him.
This has been fun, Penny.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a minute, but we'll get there, and there will be more episodes coming soon, and also hopefully more videos. Also, check out the sneaker review video that we did on YouTube.
Yes.
I haven't really pushed that. I've only done a couple of posts about it, but if you go on YouTube and type in the Otherz sneaker review or something like that, you should see it.
And I'll put it up on the my King of Creams later. I'll do like a swipe up on that, and also the episode right now. So just if you can't find anything and you're following me, I usually put it up after it's all said and done. And the second we get that going, I'll put that up, and then we'll be on the road to success, man. That's it.
All right, nice one. Well, that's it for this week then. This week, this month, whatever it may be. We'll leave it there, and we will speak to you all soon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.